Chosen one. Being an angel on this planet means that you have to deal with things or effects you never accounted for mentally. You didn't plan for these side effects. You didn't plan for how the world will treat you or how energy comes back to you when it's finally mirrored back to you, Leparalak. This is how you know which part of your energy centers you are using to affect people, or which part of your energy centers are ripe. Yes. Whenever you have a strong root center, chosen ones, and you are around people, this is how you affect them. With your root center, chosen ones, people who have a weak root center around you will tend to oftentimes come to you with guidance for aid. Yes. When you have a root center that is very weak at that moment, you tend to feel like you're not grounded. You tend to feel like you don't belong. You tend to feel a little bit insecure. So when your root center is up, chosen one, dear sovereign one, and you are around people whose root center is a bit weak, they tend to ask you for advice. They tend to gravitate to your leadership. They tend to seek your grounding nature. They tend to embody themselves in your identity. That's why they are too much. That's why they tend to be in your face too much. It's because of that, Leparalak. You know yourself and they feel it. They are responding to it. Now, when they are complementing your root center, this is how you notice. These types of people who's also aligned with your own identity and affirmation in the world, they no longer want to seek your guidance. They feel like working with you. They feel like partnering with you. They feel it's a knowing, it's a I am worthy. Their worth starts showing up even more around you. You even feel like you and this person relate. You understand? Yes. When you have a strong solar, when you have a strong sacral presence, right? And you want to see how it affects people in the outside world, this is how you see, chosen ones. If somebody has a weak sacral presence and you have a strong one, when they are around you, they tend to be manipulative to feel something, to connect to something. They might want to, exchange favors just so that they can get your favors and such. They will try to do tactics of overly explaining themselves or casually sending out insights or flirtatious comments that have no foundation, like they have no identity. They cannot own what they desire. They cannot connect to it. So you'll feel that people constantly ask you or tell you about how they're feeling, how things got betrayed, is because their sacral space is not well nourished at the time. That's why they feel like sucking on yours. And another key interest is if you have a strong sacral presence, people tend to move things along quite fast with you. They either wanna start rudimentary activities that are for exploiting your sexual energy. They might come to you to give them creative ideas and you don't get any payment for it. That's exploiting your sacral space. They might come and want to have sex with you too soon. That's also exploiting your sacral space. Do you understand? That's because they don't have a healed version of their own sacral space like you, dear sovereign one. And when it's healed for them, this is how you affect them when you finally come in contact with each other. They give you a sense of they feel you. They look at you in their eye, in your eyes when you talk. They have this tendency of they wanna subtle touch you in a way. They wanna touch that hand, that finger, that shoulder. They wanna show you that they connect with your aura, Leparalak. That's how healthy they are when they meet your healthy version of sacral essences, Lepar. When it comes to the solar plexus, if it's strong within you, this is how you see that it's strong when you are affecting other people. Other people tend to come and share their ideas with you. Other people tend to want to involve you in opportunities that involve making more money. Not making more connections, not making more groundedness, but making more money. They reach out to you like this. And when they come to you, they don't have favors. In fact, they are willing to bend backwards for you. They are willing to do what they need to do. If their solar plexus is as healthy as yours when you align, there'll be the boundaries will not be that deep. Because you both have an energetic understanding, right? Yes. When your solar plexus is strong and theirs is weak, you notice that when you are around them, they start forming these competitive ways around you. Everything you say becomes something they want to compete with. Everything you do becomes something they want to compete with. Not because they hate you, but because your own belief in self is challenging their own lack of belief in self. And they see it, so they feel the need to prove to you. That's because yours is strong and theirs is a little bit weak at that moment. Do not take interest in these things and be angry, Leparalak. When you have a strong heart center and somebody else doesn't, Leparalak, that person, when you meet them, you find that when you engage with them, they've been living in the same loop for years or months. Like the same occurrences, the same experiences keep happening. There's no real evolution that guides them towards the next transition. They might have information of what they need to do in life, but the reality is they do not believe they belong in that experience. So it's hard to manifest. The things they manifest will show up on TV, on radio. It'll show up away from their own participation because their heart center is weak. And that's how you affect them. They tell you how much they are struggling, how much things have been slow and stuff, because the heart center is in charge of giving you timelines, Lepar. That's the heart center. It allows them to come to you. So if you don't have new things happening in your life, there's no change every year, that's because your heart is closed. You don't want to explore, Lepara. You don't want to experience. That's how you know you have a weak heart center. If you have a strong heart center and you are an angel around people with strong heart centers, this is how you know. This is how you know that, okay, I'm affecting them in a positive way. This person keeps evolving every time you're with them. They keep connecting multiple ideas in one, and the ideas have the potential of creating a livelihood. They are willing to dance in the moment. They are willing to live in the moment. Do you understand? They are willing to allow the rehearsals of the experiences they want to show up. This is when you see somebody doing something diligently, not stopping, practicing. Practice is to practice is an activity of the heart, Leparalak, because you are allowing your body, your nervous system to connect with the timeline you prefer living in. So you are preparing by practicing. That's what the heart center does when you are healthy with it. Now, if you want to know what happens when you have a strong throat center and you are around people with a weak one, this is how you know. Everything you speak of, they challenge it verbally. Everything you say, they question it. It doesn't turn into a debate, but they let you know they don't agree with your statements, with your declarations. Yes, because their throat center is weak, they cannot comprehend the energy that comes from your own mouth when you speak. So they tend to go into these things of this way of denial around you. What you're saying, they're denying the creation of what's coming out of your mouth. They do not believe it's possible. Everything you say will sound too big for them. Everything you say will sound too overwhelming for them, that they'll think you are a talker. It'll make them intimidated, to be honest, because why the F would you speak so big about your life? Do you understand? Because they have a weak throat center. They will see you as an enemy. They'll feel threatened. Now, if their throat center is strong and your throat center is strong, dear Sovereign One, this is how you know. When they speak with you, they will add on the things you're saying. If you share an idea verbally, they will improve the idea verbally. That's when you know you are with somebody whose throat center is aligned. They're not challenging your creation verbally. They are adding onto it. They are being a catalyst towards it. They will motivate you. They will share with you their grace verbally. They have this thing of they talk to you, Lepar, and you hear them. When they respond, you can tell this person was listening. You understand? That's somebody with a strong throat energy as much as you. Now, when you have a strong third eye, chosen one, and you're around people who don't have it, this is how you know. Every time the person around you comes across problems, they give up because they don't see solutions. They give up. They doubt what they see. Doubt always comes from the third eye imaginings. Like you see the possibilities and then you compare it with the physicality with your third eye and you realize it's not going to work. But because you don't know that life is energetic first and it's physical second. So because they don't have these laws, they don't have a healthy third eye, they will see irregular things about everybody else. Their perception will be thwarted, Leparalak. Their perception will make them believe in things without proof, without physical proof, simply because they don't have a healthy awareness of their imaginings. They cannot see things and trust them. They see them and they deny them, so they project that on you as well. You share your big idea and they push you aside. Now, if you want to know what happens to people who have a strong crown center, when you have one, this is how you know. They too, like your throat center, they add. They create the blueprints with you. They are there to start with you at the beginning. That's why when you date somebody who doesn't have a strong crown center there, they tend to give up on the relations you have with them because they cannot see or work with the blueprint that was given energetically, Leparalak. They cannot see how it's supposed to work for the system itself, Chosen One. So align yourself better with these things, Leparalak. Align yourself, Leparalak. Loyal Chosen One.